All right, everybody, what is up? We are live and excited to do this. Man, this microphone. All right, so we are, we are back, man. We are back. Let's see. If there's anybody out there, thanks for joining in. We appreciate you. We are live. Oh, get that off here. We should be live on YouTube, X, TikTok. We should be live all the places. YouTube, X, TikTok, LinkedIn. First time we're live on LinkedIn. So we're excited. Yeah. A little bit of an overview here. So this is just something that I kind of built on my own. I am kind of interested, kind of geeking out on some of these automations and stuff. So we're going to be in Notion today. So if you wanted to build along and you wanted to, kind of jump in and just follow along, this is for you. If not, we can just hang out and I'm going to show what I built, and maybe people watching later can jump in and, follow along. Maybe it'll help somebody. So yeah, totally free. Going to show the entire system. This is exactly what we are going to be showing. If you're in the chat, say hi. I don't know if anybody's out there. I don't actually know how to see who's watching and who's not watching. Let's see. Where is... Maybe I got rid of that tab. Let's see. Anyway. Wait, is that it? There we go. Cool. But anyway, this is what we are going to be going over. And so if we transition here. Okay, so I use Notion as a project management application. And obviously I use Claude. So this might, make some people upset because, the whole writers and AI thing, everybody's got an opinion. But for solo creators, my thought was, well, we can leverage AI. And, however good it is, there's always room for improvement. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But I just wanted to show how I use it, and maybe it'll help somebody. So the entire system runs like this. So I can type into here, make me, I don't know, can you see that? Yeah. Make me, let's say, 5 posts on X. A lot of this is going to be how you queue it. So make me 5 posts on X, 2 posts on LinkedIn, and 2 posts on Facebook at optimum times designated by the publish date property time. This will make sense as we kind of get deeper into this, but I want to show you the entire setup. So from Claude to Notion, and then from Notion to Make, and then from Make to Metricool back to Notion. So this is going somewhere, I promise. If you could just hang on for a second, this will make sense. What do we want these posts to be about? What's something fun? Music? Okay, so music. Make all of the posts, maybe somebody's into music out there, make all the posts about teaching one new thing about music each day. Start, and in the stream you should be able to see deployed CMS, and you should be able to see, so this is the CMS, this is in Notion up here, and then this down here is Claude, obviously. So let's just start on the 28th and go through and go until the 29th, something like that. Now, obviously, with any automation, you got to have a human in the loop. But my thought was, how can we solve this problem? Because you've got giant social media influencers. You've got, businesses with social teams, marketing teams. So it's like, my thought was, how could we leverage AI and connect and integrate AI into like an application like Notion, using webhooks, using automations, even if it's like, $50 a month or $100 a month or whatever it is. What it's going to do is allow the solo creator to compete at volume. You don't have the ability, you don't have the resources to pay a writer. You don't have the resources to, pay an editor. You don't have, whatever it is, you don't have the resources to do it. But you might have a few $100 a month, in API fees and maybe a monthly subscription to make.com. I'm on the free Notion, tier for Notion. So you're going to get enough, of what you need from Notion from the free tier. So it's popping up. It's asking for more prompts, create in, the CMS. So now what I have here is I have Claude working for me, and then I have that connected through the connector setting in the customization tab in Claude to my Notion account. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. I'm going to teach you the whole thing. I'm not going to hide anything. It's just going to be the whole thing. So that way, if somebody's out there and needs help or, wants to be more consistent, that was what it did for me, is it allowed me to be more consistent every day. Gave me a way to create and edit all these posts. So, I could keep up, and then, obviously consistency. So I created a new chat, so I got to give it permissions again. So what you're going to see is, as it's doing this, it's going to create, if I gave it the right date, it's going to create all 9 posts. So we should see them. You should see them on your screen as they start populating, unless I told it to do it on the wrong day. But you could do this, and then you could go do something else, or you can work on something else while this is creating the post. And then we're going to go back. Then we're going to proofread everything and make sure that it's not super AI-y, or, EM dashes. How AI does that resolution, so it's not like this, and then it does that resolution, how people don't actually, write or whatever. You can go in and edit all that through this database in Notion. So it does take a little bit of time. You can see in Notion while we wait for that. But you can see how I've been, I'm writing these posts, I'm doing some testing, and you see all of them that are scheduled. They're marked LinkedIn, Facebook, X. You can see how long, this has been going on. So it's really helpful. It's different, but it's really helpful. Here we go. So the 28th, you're going to start seeing it all populate. It's going to, Claude is actually writing these. Claude is writing them, and then it's actually publishing them as a draft inside of Notion for me. So here, all 9 posts are created. You can see, if you can see this, you might have to get close to your screen. I'm actually not sure how to zoom in on this, but 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 9 a.m., 12 p.m., and 6 p.m. So you've got 1, 2, 3 X posts, and then you've got 2, you got a LinkedIn post and a Facebook post on the 28th. So all of that in a matter of seconds. So then what we do is we go in here and we see daily music lesson number 1 for LinkedIn, and it's going to write in this post copy property, it's going to write everything that you need for the post. And these properties are important as we build further. Again, guys, if you are in the chat, I'd love to hear from you. Again, my name is Parker, and I am relocating my business to North Carolina, and we do social media and marketing, digital marketing help for businesses that are looking for help in those areas, whether it be video marketing or social media marketing, whatever it is, we help people do that. So this is just a free educational resource. This is to help the solo creator, post more consistently. So if you're out there, I'd love to hear from you. And let's see. So post copy, this is all good, and then if we go back and we look at some of the X posts, day 2 of teaching. So we have it optimized per platform. It's going to write per platform. Day 2 of teaching, 1 new music thing a day. The circle of fifths isn't theory homework, it's a map. So see how this is like got an EM dash. So this is where you come in and you do your proof. So you do all the ideas, you do some of the iteration. You can even edit some of the prompts, some of the posts, copy inside Claude as you go. And I think it's faster for me at least. But maybe if you're a professional writer or something, you wouldn't think that. But what I do is I prompt them out, I get them as good as I could, and then I come to the draft page, and this is where I do a lot of the editing. So, I'll take the EM dash out, put a comma. If I don't like a sentence, it's really easy because it's like a snapshot of the post right here. And then when I'm done, I take this draft and then I select approve. Okay, now this is where it gets really fun. So as soon as I click approve, we're going to go over here to let me put that up on the screen real quick. So let's get make.com in here and let's get rid of Claude. We've already seen that. Okay, so if we get rid of Claude and we have Notion here, if we have Notion up here and we have make.com down here, right here, then this is gonna be helpful here. So if we zoom in on this right here is the entire make automation. So this node right here is searching objects. That's what this node is for. Okay, so this make.com node is actually like, think of it as like eyeballs, right? So it's like looking inside of this database for the status to go from draft to approve, or really any status property selection, because this is a drop-down selection. So what it's looking for is approved status for each of these posts. And as soon as it does that, it's going to send it to this iterator, which then sends it to a router. Okay, now this is where it gets really fun. Okay, so this is another node for schedule a post through Metricool. Okay, Metricool is just a posting platform. So if you are consistently like, oh, I got to make a post and then I got to repurpose that post for all of the different content platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, so on and so forth. Instead of having to open up each individual platform on like a browser on your phone and posting that 8 or 6 or however many times, you can get something like Metricool and you can pay for it monthly, and then it will actually send that one post. You post it one time, but it sends it to all of them in that one time. This is just that on steroids, because I am actually in this CMS, this content management system. I'm doing kind of the same thing, but I'm not actually like, it's kind of doing it all for me. And then all I have to do is publish it, and then it will automatically send it. So as soon as I go from draft in the status on this post, this LinkedIn post up here, it will actually, I'll approve it. So I'll proof it. I'll do all the changing. I'll approve it, and then it'll send it. So you can actually just see that black line that takes off. That is actually a prompt running. So it'll send it to the router. And then if it's a Facebook post, it'll go through this node up here. If it's a LinkedIn post, it'll go through this node, threads, and so on and so forth. Now, here's the catch. The thing that I have not built yet, which we can get to in the future if, this takes off and people think that it's productive and helpful, is Instagram scheduling. So I have this turned off right now because Instagram requires pictures, and I don't have a property for pictures yet. I've got X, Threads, LinkedIn, and Facebook working properly without any issues. So and then the final step here is, once each of these nodes, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads, Instagram, and X, not Instagram, just told you that don't have pictures yet. Once that's working and it reads the status, approved, and it sends it to Metricool for scheduling, it actually looks at Metricool and says, okay, this is like a confirmation it's been scheduled, and then it'll go back into Notion and it will actually change the approved status to, let me show you here, scheduled. And you can see that up here in orange. So if it's orange, it's scheduled. So this is what we're going to be building, this whole thing. If you guys are interested, again, hopefully somebody's out there. I'd like to see you guys in the chat. If not, maybe we'll gather people or, pick up some people along the way here. So that is the plan. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to start building this Notion database. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to new page. Okay. And we are going to add a database. So this is how we do this in Notion. We're going to add a database, and we are going to just start with an empty database. Let's just do this here. Okay. So when we do this database, it's going to be in a default view, just like this. And we're going to need some properties. Okay. So as you build this at home, actually, let me get make out of the way now that we don't need that anymore. So it's easier for you guys to see. There we go. Okay, so this is the database view in the default view, just like the list. Okay, it's the same thing. These are just different views. We'll cover that maybe in a future episode as we go here. So the first properties that we need is the content title, the post copy, and platform. We'll do 3 at a time. So we are going to name the database. This is test database. Let's just call it test. Let's just call it test CMS, right? Build along CMS or whatever. You can name it whatever you want. So this property name is going to be content title. Okay. Content title. And then we need post copy, just like this right here. We're going to add a property. It's going to be text and then post copy. Then we're going to do platform, okay? Platform and status. So we're going to do platform, actually do select for platform. And then status is status. Okay, so now it's important to go into platform and to edit property, okay? And the reason why is because you need to actually add the drop downs, and it's easier, in my opinion, to do this as we go. So we're going to go the platform. We're going to go X, enter, and then you can just keep typing LI for LinkedIn. We're going to go Threads, Facebook, and Instagram, IG. Okay, throw whatever content platform that you use in there. Okay, so now that when we click on the platform, when we add a database, so let's just say content A. Okay, whenever we click on this, the drop down will happen, it'll occur, and then we can select whichever platform that we're going to put content A on. Okay, very simple. Post copy is going to be left blank for now because that's where the actual post copy is going to go. All right, so let's keep going. We need publish date, and some of this is redundant. I added it because, I just like keeping track of stuff. But right now we're just going to do a simple version. So we're going to do publish date and hook. I want to do those two. So we need to do a date property, and this is going to be publish date. Okay, and then we need, I forget what property it is actually, hook. I think it's just a text property. So we're going to do an add a property. Just click on the plus, do text, and do, what were we doing? We were doing hook. Okay, so this way, as you test your, as you make content and you test hooks, you can actually keep track of the ones that work and the ones that don't work, or maybe the ones that perform really well, and then the ones that, struggle or whatever, just easier. You can even do like hook, and then you can do like hook rating or hook performance or something. There's a whole bunch of other properties in here that you can select from, and that you can find a way. I mean, this is just the beauty of Notion, where you can actually just kind of do everything here. So this can get as crazy as you want it to be. And I'm going to give you a cheat sheet, because this is the power of integrating AI into your Notion, is you can actually have AI build the entire database for you. So we just did this. You guys can keep yours if you're following along. But I'm actually going to delete this page, if I can remember how. Not often do I delete things. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. And then what I'm going to do is go back into this, and just so that we can see how this works, we are going to add a new page. Hang on. So we're going to add this new page, and we're going to label this new page AI build example. And I am going to see if this works. So I did not test this before. I did not test this before the stream. So if this doesn't work, trust me, AI can build it. It just, sometimes it's a little finicky yet with picking the correct page and where to build something. But it shouldn't be an issue. Let's try it. So let's prompt. Let me bring Claude back up here for a second. And let's prompt it here. So let's say, okay, I need you to find the Notion page, AI build example, confirm when you locate. Okay, now let's see what it does here. This will be a good test. Build example, last updated. What would you like me to do with it? Okay, build a CMS for me, and then let's see how intricate we could make this. Build a CMS with me, or for me, with the following properties. Let's do. So we did post, copy. We did status. We did, what did we do? Platform. And then we did, what else did we do? Let me double check here. We did title. We did post. What was it? Post title? Content title. Content title. Hook. And then inside platform, give me selections for X, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Status. So let's say status. We need status. We need draft, scheduled, approved. Okay, so this is just the example, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the AI build example, and we're going to see how accurate it will be. There we go. Allow. And here we go. Content CMS. It's building the page. And here we go. Just like that. Content title, hook, platform, post copy, status. Now if we add a new page and we say content A, then we can go in here and we can select, in progress, done. So didn't fully do it. Maybe it's still working here. I think it's still working. Okay, so the status property can't be edited. You got to do that manually. Okay, cool. So I was just testing that out. Here we go. So, but it still built the bones of the database, and that's the point. So if you need, obviously, if you can have it do it, why would you sit there and just do each property? So that should get you started with the CMS. And then as far as, let me see my notes here. So we did that, build a Notion. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Duh. I got to teach you how to, you can't do this yet because I didn't teach you. So in order to connect Claude to Notion, you have to go to Customize, and then you have to go to Connectors, which I think is this one right here. And then what you do is you can search the connectors, and like right here is Notion. You just click on the magnifying glass and you search, the property Notion, and then you click on it, and then you log into your account and you do the whole thing, and then it'll connect it. You got to give it all the permissions. So that's how you do that. So then the next step that we need to do is build this. So this is the default view that you can see up here. I don't like this view. This, tracking content like this would be awful. So what we do is we create a calendar view. And then that's when you get this really nice view. You can see the posts for the day. You can see what's scheduled, how many you've scheduled. And then you can also create a calendar and filter per platform. And it's super nice to be able to just click on X calendar and see all of the X posts that you have, that you've worked on, that you're testing, that are in draft. This is super nice. So as you can see up here, I've made a calendar for YouTube text, short form, YouTube long form, Facebook, Instagram, all of them. Top performers, pipeline, idea bank. So like you can get super granular to track everything. It's super organized. It's really helpful. So I often use the publish calendar because it's everything. I can just take a snapshot of the day and look at everything. So let's see. How you do that is you go in here and you go to new. Nope, that's not it. You go to, how do I do this? There it is, the plus. So default view, you go to add a new view, and then you click on calendar. And then you can select how you want to view the calendar. You can do all this custom. So if you want to, what am I trying to say? If you want to show calendar by week or month, you can click that here, show calendar as. You can do dates. You can do all kinds of stuff. Center peak is side peak. This is just how you open the pages that you create inside the calendar. You can click on it, it'll open it on the side over here, or you can click on it, it'll open it up in the center. I think I have it on center view. So if I click on this, yeah, center view. This is center view, as opposed to like half the page and off to the side. So that's obviously your preference. And then you can do the same thing as far as different views. So like table view, we already did, was the default view. But then if you like maybe a board view, you can create a board view. And then like this is super nice because as you add content, maybe you just need an idea board, content B, content C, maybe hook A, and maybe maybe you just want to track everything. You can then just, in progress, you can move things along the board as they get completed, and it's really helpful. I mean, this is, I'm like kind of a geek when it comes to Notion. It's really fun. So, very, very versatile, super customizable. Obviously I'm a fan because I use it. But then you got to make sure that it's just integrated with your Claude. Okay. Or whatever AI that you prefer to use. So I'm just checking my notes here. Another thing that you can do that's actually just kind of hit me just now is, like when we do content, right? So we maybe it's like a YouTube video and you have a bunch of descriptions and links and whatever. You can actually create a page to keep all that in here too, So let's say in your Notion like workspace, as you set your Notion up, you'll have to create a workspace, and then you'll make all of your pages inside of that. But if you wanted to do some type of like, this is just like a mock page right here. It's like you could create a new page for all of your links. So like if you have like it's just a good way to organize everything. So like if you have, follow us on X and then there's the link, you can have that. So that way you're not rewriting it every single time. You can copy it and paste it every time, and you don't have to go searching for links, because I know we've all been there, right? So yeah, I guess going forward, that's going to wrap it up for today. Just do a short little brief overview, and then start with, the CMS, and then, we will, we'll keep trucking along. We'll do something like this maybe every week or every other week, see how it goes. But, just live streaming, sharing what we got. So just like I said before, that's how you build it. You can prompt Claude. You can get creative with the prompts to build the database inside of Notion. We kind of did an overview of how Notion and Claude integrate, and then we saw the overview, right? Let me bring this back up just one more time. Let me get rid of Claude here. This is where we're headed. So we're going to integrate all of this. Once we get our databases built, we are going to integrate that into make.com. Now, I will say, just to be transparent, I pay for make.com. As you go through this with me, you can try to use the free tier. I think there is a free tier, and but you may be limited. But you may not, as we build this, you may not need all of these, right? Maybe you just post to Facebook. Then just do the Facebook node. If you just use, Threads or X, just use those nodes. But this is super powerful. I actually 1 week posted like 200 pieces of content in a week. And so it really just comes down to how technical you are and how robust you want to build this out, and then also how much money you're willing to spend. Because once we get into that, you got to do API fees and all that stuff. So we'll talk about more of that later. I just wanted to give a broad overview, and then just a little bit of value with an overview of Notion, how to build out the initial database for the CMS, and then going forward we will actually look at doing more of the details. So again, guys, if you wouldn't mind, if you got any benefit out of this, if you thought it was good content, please just like, subscribe, share it. Maybe I'd like it to help as many people as possible. Solo creators are the future, especially the ones that are willing to engage with their audience. So appreciate it. If you did like it, and repost or whatever, drop a comment. I'd love to engage with you. I answer to every single comment that is left on a lot of my stuff.